right, so once again, I'm live. Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, was good, was good.
You been all right?
Oh yeah, man, it's cold and windy out there. It's windy as hell out there, bro. At least like 10, I can see at least like 20-degree winds, man. Something like that. Not no
How
damn
cold?
80.
What's the weather?
It's windy as hell out there, bro. It's cold and windy out there, man. I'm like, damn, let me get back in the house. You know what I'm saying? Why I don't want to go out? Why would you even want to go out right now, nigga? I'd rather it be raining than the windy and cold like that. Damn, you know? Oh yeah, okay. So hold up. Let me see.
So what is it like? 30 degrees? What?
Oh, probably like 50 something, 40 something. But still, it's just like it ain't cold like how it is out there where y'all is, but it's just that wind. It's just annoying. Shit is annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You try to walk and shit, that shit. If I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the biggest dude. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna fly away and shit. You know what I'm saying?
like. I'm trying to look over here. It might be about. I don't know. I think the night temperature supposed to be like 14 or something. Which we done been in the teens earlier this year, but I mean, at least we didn't get no snow this time, but yes. But still, it is kind of cold.
Okay, I'm just...
So you were talking about what's going on in California and things like that, and I've been talking about what's going on in Virginia. So infrastructure is playing a big part of that. What they want done.
Right.
But wouldn't you know it? Check this out.
This morning, the World Asset Manager now overseeing $11.6 trillion. That's with a T under management, beating on the top and bottom lines. And
why is it play? It's still playing weird, Dan. You might have to holler at YouTube, man. They got that ain't cool, man. Like they permanently mess up your stream, bro. Like,
all right, let's do this.
I mean, I'll play it. You know what I'm saying? I can play it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, redo it. Shit, fuck it. Hold on.
What was that? That was weird.
I found it. Yeah.
You found that bad boy?
Yeah.
A lot of stage stuff that they got going on. DJ, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stage events, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sending my bad. I'm sending this out to people. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'll send it to the homie too, man. Send it to the homie. All right. All right, so you want me to play that bad boy? Doc Boss in the building.
Hey, go ahead and play it, man.
Or so you did you okay, hold on. So you sent it to okay, hold on. Is it the same thing I played yesterday or no? Or is this a different video?
What, Larry Fink?
Oh, this is Larry Fink. Okay. All right, okay, let me see. You what's the video? What's the name of the video?
It's like
Larry Fink.
infrastructure or something. It's whatever I sent you later.
Oh, you sent it to me already. Let me see. Oh, my bad. I'm sending myself a bunch of shit. That's why. Let me see. Hold up. Larry Fink. Infrastructure. Oh, here you go, right here. Oh, all right, it's up there.
I agree and play.
I think in an exclusive interview and asked him about the alternatives business, which is a big new priority for the firm.
It is my belief for democratic economies to continue to grow and Western economies to continue to grow, we're going to have to rely more on the private sector. And the brilliance of the United States economy is based on the capital markets. And that's the role of CNBC to talk about all the different things in the role of the capital markets. We have the broadest, deepest capital markets in the world, and that's why a startup company, a small company, a medium company, a large company has access to capital like nowhere else in the world. And we underestimate the power of our global capital markets and mostly the U.S. capital markets. It is my belief that capital markets are going to become a larger and larger economic engine here in the United States and all throughout the world. I said in the editorial that we can't rely on deficits. I mean, we don't talk enough about our deficits right now. And I do believe we're going to have to rely more on the private capital, private sector. That's what President Trump's talking about in some of the new policies, and we'll see how that rolls out. So if I had a crystal ball, I would tell you right now that the sectors that are going to grow the most in the capital markets in the private space will be infrastructure.
1 year ago, just this week, we should mention, BlackRock announced the acquisition of GIP. That deal closed in October. The firm has since announced 2 more deals to acquire Preqin and HPS. And I asked Fink what is next on his wish list.
Successful integration. I mean, I would tell you.
Are there other things you say to yourself, thematically, we'd like to be in?
Actually, in 2023, we called it our 2030 strategy. We said we need to get much larger in private market data, and we acquired Preqin. Mm-hmm. We said we need to get much larger in infrastructure. We had a growing infrastructure team. We were doing really well in it, but we're not growing as fast as I perceived the market. We had one target. That was GIP. And we said in the strategy session in 2023, we need to get much larger in private credit. And we had only one target, HBS. And the beauty of last year is we only had 3 targets and we acquired all 3 targets. I don't have any new targets going forward. I can't. Right. And I'm not in the market right now buying more companies. We may do some minority investments, but we're not going to be, I don't believe you'll see BlackRock in the market buying whole companies.
Also this morning, BlackRock announcing one of its top executives, Mark Wheaton, who spent more than 2 decades at the firm, departing. Wiedemann is the head of global client business and was considered a potential successor to Fink. And I asked him what the announcement means for succession plans at the firm.
Mark is a dear friend. He will remain a dear friend. I mean, he is a really true dear friend of mine. Mark came to me 6 months ago talking about what ifs and all that stuff. And he's been at the firm 20 years. And he said, you know what, I'm looking for a new chapter. Mm-hmm. And over time, and it wasn't decisive back then, but as we talked, it was very clear that he was going to go down a new path. I don't believe we've ever had a deeper, broader bench at this firm ever. And so I'm actually smiling about the ease in which a serious leader of BlackRock chooses a new direction in his life, right, that I had many options. And it was we worked with the board, with the management team, and this has been it's really a moment of joy. Not that Mark is leaving, but he's leaving with a hug and right, and he's leaving with a lot of grace. There's a beautiful memo that's going to be out this morning about Mark and all that, and what he meant to me, and what he will mean to me in the future. It means nothing. None of this was about succession.
If you're adopting.
All right. What do you think about that, man? What do you think about that, man?
Dude is leaving for a reason. You left that company for a reason, bro. What does he know that we don't know, right?
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Now, enough people gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it. He's like, oh, we're not gonna buy it. We're gonna buy it whatever they see fit. Whatever that's gonna fit their agenda, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's gonna keep them getting a lot of money, they're gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's cap. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not gonna buy. I don't see us buying a lot. Yeah, like, yeah, bro, come on. And plus, you're in front of the media. You could clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna buy whatever see fit. You know, the dude probably didn't like what they was doing. Yeah, how was it getting down? I mean, you doing that's a good point, Doc Walls. You doing people like that. People for so long, people can't really take over for so long, people get tired of stuff like that. You can only take, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Facts. On the real.
You're right.
I mean, Black Rock, Black Stone, all of them is the same. You know what I'm saying? They ain't get in the business of being, you know what I'm saying, humanitarians now, you know. They're not getting to the business of being humanitarians, man. Right?
Okay. Let's see. All right, let me see something here. Let me see if I can pull this up because this can be interesting. All right, pull that one up. About Bill Gates, since people was asking about Bill because Bill Gates mentioned he had dinner with Trump or something.
Intriguing. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me put this in the chat real quick.
What chat? What you putting in there? This?
Right here. Yeah, fair use, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, it's no longer fair use. My bad, I can still play it. Like I can't, you know what I'm saying? Chew gum and walk at the same time. All right, hold up.
And actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was, just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helped manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide ranging. Global health is the area that I work in, and such amazing things have happened and can happen there. I spoke a lot about HIV and that the foundation's literally working on a cure for that. We're at an early stage, and so he, in the COVID days, accelerated the vaccine innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here, and we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio, where we're very close to getting that done, but if you stop, it'll spread back. And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years, that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, energized and, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
All right.
Listen to this.
All right. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? Frank.
Oh yeah, my bad. I keep that shit is on. It was muted. Yeah, that shit's a lot.
All right, so now I'm gonna pull him up. Oh yeah, I had to go find it, man. So Bill Gates and Trump got a very interesting relationship here.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. Because this is what he said a while back about Bill Gates.
And we have kids that are watching the internet. And they want to be masterminds. And then you wonder, why do we lose all these kids? They go over there, they're young, they're impressionable. They go over, they want to join ISIS. We're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them. And maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way. Somebody will say, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. These are foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We've got to maybe do something with the internet because they are recruiting by the thousands. You talk freedom of speech, you talk freedom of anything you want. I don't want them using our internet for young, impressionable youth. And then on second, we should be able to penetrate the internet and find out exactly where ISIS is and everything about ISIS. And we can do that if we use our good people.
Are you open to closing parts of the internet?
I would certainly be open to closing areas where we are at war with somebody. I sure as hell don't want to let people that want to kill us and kill our nation use our internet. Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you.
That shit sounded. It still has that. It still sounds bad though, but I can hear.
Hey, what's up, Shaq?
Yo, yo, yo. Y'all can hear, but
what up?
Okay. Let me play that one more time.
Watching the internet, and they want to be masterminds. And then you wonder, why do we lose all these kids? They go over there, they're young, they're impressionable. They go over, they want to join ISIS. We're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them, maybe in certain areas, closing
that shit's bad, bro. They fucking with your man.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
They messing with your man.
All right. That's bad like that.
Yeah, why they still mess?
Let me do this. Let me do it this way, man.
That's messed up.
Let me do it this way.
Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, YouTube is scandalous for that. That's scandalous. That's crazy. YouTube is wild.
All right, let me see if you can hear it this way.
And we have kids that are watching the internet, and they want to be masterminds. And then you wonder, why do we lose all these kids? They go over there, they're young, they're They go over, they want to join ISIS. We're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them, maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way. Somebody will say, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. These are foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We've got to maybe do something with the internet because they are recruiting by the thousands. You talk freedom of speech, you talk freedom of anything you want. I don't want them using our internet to take our young, impressionable youth. And then on second, we should be able to penetrate the internet and find out exactly where ISIS is and everything about ISIS. And we can do that if we use our good people.
Are you open to closing parts of the internet?
I would certainly be open to closing areas where we are at war with somebody. I sure as hell don't want to let people that want to kill us and kill our nation use our internet. Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you.
So he actually wanted Bill Gates to close portions of the internet before. So that's also.
That kind of sounds like some propaganda, though, too, man.
Well, the ISIS part is definitely propaganda.
Okay,
but so you got to understand that Bill Gates been around before. And then you remember the day that they said Joe Biden pardoned Fauci and some other people, Marcus Garvey yesterday, et cetera, et cetera. And Donald Trump pardoned the people, 1,500 people, I think, from January 6th, right?
Damn.
Yeah, I think like the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, people like that, right?
Oath Keepers, that name alone sounds burnt out, man. What'd that tell you?
Now, some of them people had to be some government agents, too.
Oh, yeah.
But the people who got freed that were really not doing nothing, congratulations to them. But those Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, those are organizations.
But see, that's crazy because, okay, if there was some agents, my thing is those the ones that didn't get charged?
Let's see.
Because there were some people that was involved in January 16th that didn't get charged. Am I right? There was some people that was there that didn't get charged. Am I right?
Yep.
See, that's kind of that giveaway right there, ain't it? Or no?
Right.
Kind of interesting.
But here's the deal, right here. So they said a border patrol agent got shot up in Vermont.
They got border patrol people in Vermont?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Vermont.
Let's see how I can find this article for you. Hold on. You see that? Chak, you there?
Revenge. I love how they word it. Revenge.
They said Biden. Yeah, Biden preemptively pardons Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and members of the January 6th committee. The decision Monday by Biden came now after President Trump warned an imminent list filled with those who had crossed him politically or sought to hold him accountable for his attempt to overturn his 2020 election loss, his role in the Capitol siege 4 years ago. Trump was elected. This year, these pardons should not be taken as an acknowledgement that an individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as a guilt. Our nation owes the public citizens a debt of gratitude for their ties and their commitment to our country. Usually they can pardon the people convicted of crimes. Pardon those who have not been investigated. Bunch of bullshit, really, but here's the deal. I don't think he was going to prosecute them anyway. Because let's see. If you go to Trump's presidential awards commendations to Operation Warp Speed team, the guy Mark Miller who got pardoned already got an award for that. Alice Azar, Jared Kushner.
Right.
Dr. Deborah Birx, the one that come on news all the time. Dr. Anthony Fauci. Richard Gorman. You can go on and on. There's a lot of people that was on the Operation Warp Speed team. These people already got awards. This was January 19, 2021. So it can be hard to even prosecute somebody who you gave an award to. That don't even make sense. So I think that just is a big damn psyop to me. So
big time psyop. You can tell that let you know right there.
They go to show you they're working together. All right.
I'm telling y'all, these people ain't beefing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. They ain't got problems like that, man.
Our new photos of the animal, which condition today. Yeah, this is according to the Flint Creek Wildlife Rehabilitation. Yesterday, it was found, remember, hiding in the produce section in a Humboldt Park Aldi store. An expert tells us it's coyote mating season right now, which makes coyotes more active and more adventurous than normal. Eric Hong had a great story last night, expert saying you just get weird and confused.
I got into the produce section.
Ran into the Aldi.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting yesterday. Yesterday was also a full moon, so we think maybe.
She said a full moon. Isn't that werewolves, though? Isn't that wolves? You got them confused with wolves.
That was a coyote, boy.
You feel me? She said the full moon. That's werewolves, man.
Has now capped issuing a sweep. Was a campaign promise. President Trump has now capped issuing a sweeping pardons and commutations for hundreds of January 6th rioters. Dozens of people from Illinois and Indiana are among those charged in the insurrection.
It was January 6, 2021, when hundreds of Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol in an attempt to overturn the 2020 election. They were deemed insurrectionists. Tonight, they were vindicated by President Trump on his first day back in the White House.
Then that was quick.
First, we have a list of mutations relating to the events that occurred on January 6, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
President Trump's order also commuting the sentences of 14 people.
He's doing exactly what he said he would do. And there was some question about how far would it go, and would he draw the line at violent conduct? But he doesn't appear to have, with a few exceptions, which are still having their sentences commuted. He's issued a very blanket, very broad pardon.
Some of the nearly 1,600 people who faced charges in connection to the attack are from Illinois, and Trump expected to further direct the incoming Attorney General to move to dismiss all pending January 6th indictments.
Bottom line, this investigation is now, or will soon be, effectively over.
And the Department of Justice has said about 140 officers were injured during the riot. Tonight, the brother of fallen Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick giving his first reaction to ABC News, saying the pardons are, quote, betrayal of decency.
Well, that's about January 6th right there.
You know, I just think that was kind of staged, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And of course, Trump's going to do that, you know what I'm saying, to help his base. But my thing with that January 6th thing, you know, like you were saying, there was a bunch of agents in that, you know, it was rigged. And the thing is, if that was us, would it be the same thing? No, it wouldn't.
Costco, 18,000 workers, say 85% of its members voted to authorize a strike. All right. Play something else for you. What's that guy named? RFK?
Uh-oh, RFK. Oh.
Hold on. My bad. You see that?
Wow. So what was the point? I'm saying all that hoopla then.
It's a psyop. They tell you something, but really they tell you they fake. Matter of fact, you know what? You can hear it yourself.
Mr. Farrakhan has asked me to address the issue of vaccines and African American vaccine safety. I want to start out by saying this, and I want to say it emphatically. I am pro-vaccine. I've always been fiercely pro-vaccine. I had all 6 of my children vaccinated, and I believe that we ought to have policies that encourage full vaccination for all Americans.
Man, that sound again, man. They're doing you dirty with that sound, though, man.
Well,
because they're making it like fraction too. They make, man, that's fucked up.
He said the same thing I just basically told you.
PsyOps Saturday, baby. Yeah, is it Saturday? Is it PsyOps Saturday or what? You know what I'm saying? You're doing PsyOps all day.
Yeah, they are running a lot of psyops right now, aren't they? Let me see what else I can pull out this hat. Man. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. I gotta put some. Oh, I know what I got. I know what I got. Chak, where you at, man? Chak. House approves child support reform and fatherhood package.
A package.
HR 4678.
That make it seem like
the bill sponsored by Representative Nancy Johnson was streamlined. Yep. Started in 1996 welfare law. Most child support cases involve a court order outlining support obligations. The measure would expand a program that allows the denial of passports to non-custodial parents who owe child support. Currently, passport can be denied for those with 5,000 in outstanding rent. The threshold will be dropped to 2,500 under 40 HR. So, yeah, back then, if you owe 5,000, you couldn't get it. But now we dropped 2,500. The bill would allow the denial of visas and residence status for those owing 2,500 in child support to American citizens. It would allow all the states to contract with private companies for collection and enforcement of child support. However, when the House Ways Committee, a substitute amendment offered by Representative Johnson was accepted. Under that amendment, the incorporation of private collection aid will be studied through a limited 2-year demonstration program in 3 states. Prior to implementation of the program in 2002, studies on the proposal could be conducted by the General Counsel Office and the Department of Health and Human Services. So, kind of crazy when you really think about it the way it is.
That's some. Well, I'll tell you, that's splitting up the family. That's division and everything.
Well, my thing is, shit just went to both parents, really. I mean,
right? Like only one has the kid though. Just because, and if it's dual custody, why would you only give? So if the kid, if one of them is taking care of the kid, or so, you know what I'm saying, has sole custody, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not joint custody.
I don't think it said non-custodial, but I don't think that this thing with dropping the threshold down, that's kind of crazy, man. When you think about what it means.
It is crazy. It sounds like some more another incentive for the woman. What does it sound like to you, brother?
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying I'm a woman, but I know that if you drop the threshold down, you can't get a passport. I do know that.
Yeah, that's not cool.
But nobody took time to read the details, so I mean, you know, it is what it is on that one. It's just that people just have to go back and look and see what they're talking about. All these things. Can't be mad at them for it, but you have to look and see what they're talking about because they could be passing something that's very, very detrimental, or at least I gotta send you a video. Probably want you to go to 11 minutes of it, and then we'll play it for a minute. And yeah, because they've been acting real shady tonight with me.
Yeah, that's super shady, man.
But it's okay.
All right, so you said at the 11 minute mark?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I found it. Here we go. Yeah, go to about, yeah, I just sent it to you about 10 minutes, 30 seconds into it. Yeah.
Whitney Webb. Who is this boy? Who is this chick, though? Who is she, bro? Who is Whitney Webb? What does she do?
She used to be in, she used to go to Davidson, but she moved to Chile. But she got a website called Unlimited Hangout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she just talks about the surveillance state. So sometimes I read the articles off Unlimited
like a journalist, basically a journalist, like yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing about Unlimited Hangout, I got to give it credit. It's a lot of reading. Like that gentleman I told you about Palantir that time.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the article, it's say a 40-minute read, so you got to read that junk.
Right.
And then you got to write that shit down and shit. But it's nice, man. I mean, you know, like I said, sometimes, like I tell people, hey, man, the only way you're going to learn, you really get into the nitty gritty of these people, you got to read it. Just like I read that child support law, because people go commenting on it and they haven't really read what it said, and they think they're just about tax thing, and they're not telling you that they've dropped that threshold down $2,500. And that was voted on 405 to 18. That means there was almost no opposition to it.
Damn.
Yes, but go to the 11-minute mark. And this, I'm gonna tell you when it stopped. Well, you might want to play this. This is very interesting, actually. We're gonna talk about. Then we're gonna talk. As soon as he finishes, we're gonna talk about Minority Report.
Was she a journalist or something? What is she?
She might be a journalist. I think she's a journalist. She got a newspaper or a website.
Right.
Got a website like me.
And you know, my life has changed too, and that can change your perspective on certain things. You know, becoming a parent in terms of like motivation about doing work that can alter the future of society in a positive direction, hopefully, you know. So I don't know, that was kind of a long-winded answer again, but that's more or less how I ended up here. I'm just like I don't know, I mean, once you have sort of a platform on the internet, a lot of people like to speculate about why you have achieved that, and I honestly don't really know. I honestly just feel like a regular person who writes stuff. I don't really, you know, I live very far away from the US where most of my reader base is. I don't really like personally interact with people. I think an American visiting Chile recognized me like once in a supermarket. That's like the extent of it for me. Like I just kind of feel like a regular person that, you know, writes stuff and talks about things online, which I'm very grateful for. I mean, I feel really lucky to have the job and career that I have, and I definitely appreciate that people find my work insightful. But I'm not really into the whole influencer thing, and I don't really like see myself as one. I just feel like a regular person, and maybe some people don't feel that way about me, but that's how I feel about myself.
Well, that's great, and I really appreciate your humility, and your motivation certainly shines through, because I was introduced to you maybe like 2 or 3 years ago through the Epstein reporting, and I think like most people, I was aware of it. I thought it was really weird and it was interesting, but I didn't have the time to really dig in there. And then I came across some of your podcasts. I think the Glenn Beck one was the first one I saw, and that just blew me away. I think that was probably the most memorable, impactful podcast I've ever seen. So maybe people should go back and.
Well, thank you.
And I find it amazing that here we are like 5 years later, and Epstein is still very culturally and socially relevant. He's referred to all the time in media still. And I wanted to ask you, is there an Epstein 2.0? Like, has somebody come in and filled that void, or did that entire operation die with Epstein?
Yeah, it absolutely didn't die with Epstein, but I think Epstein 2.0 isn't a person. It's software. It's online surveillance. And I argue this in my book. So my book on Epstein and the broader Epstein network is One Nation Under Blackmail, Volumes 1 and 2. And Volume 1 is sort of like the background of the network that Epstein would later inhabit. Volume 2 is specifically about Epstein. So if you only want to read about Epstein and not about the people that sort of set the stage for him and the group that supported him once he established himself, then you would just read Volume 2 at that point. And in Volume 2 is where I make that argument too, that by the time, well after Epstein's first arrest and before his second arrest in 2019, really it was more, it's really all about technology at this point. And a lot of the same people that had been involved with Epstein are part of this network. Like Ghislaine Maxwell's father, for example, Robert Maxwell, were involved in intelligence-linked operations to backdoor, critical infrastructure in the United States. And there's been a long history of people trying to, obtain intelligence through surreptitious means. And so sexual blackmail for a long time was part of that. But once sort of the internet and technology came to dominate, our lives in the post-2000s era, it's not really necessary to have someone doing sexual blackmail in the way that Epstein did it. It actually is much less risky for them because they don't have to pay to help maintain someone's billionaire playboy lifestyle or, maintain the data obtained from sexual blackmail parties or any of these things. And there's a lot less risk involved. And in the, like, Epstein himself is a great example, sort of got outed that he was doing this kind of stuff in 2007, and they try and put it back in the bottle, but they can't quite really. And then it totally explodes, roughly a decade later. Again, so if you're doing it covertly through software, you not only know what everyone is looking and doing online, who they're communicating to, what they're saying, and if they have sexual deviances, for example, that's very easy to find online for certain people these days, and add that to the profile on you, which is ultimately what a lot of this warrantless spying in the post 9/11 era has been about. It's about profiling Americans for this basically this vision that was developed in the Bush era, but is coming to fruition now, nevertheless, that people seem for some reason to think the neocons are not in power. This vision persists of having sort of this pre-crime society where AI is preventing crime and preventing pandemics and preventing anything bad from happening ever before it happens.
Damn, that's what you're talking about, the pre-crime, BJ? Also, my Minority Report type itch.
You gonna say it? Listen, yes, you can say it.
Kind of thing. This has its antecedents back then, and a lot of this NSA warrantless spying is that. So it's about profiling people. So a lot of this, essentially everything you do online is sucked up and put in databases about, essentially every every American. And this has been known for some time, but no administration, or Republican or Democrat, including, President-elect Trump, when he was in office the first time, there's been no effort to really effectively or meaningfully wind this down in any way. So in addition to that, with this kind of software having a back door into consumer computers or personal computers and commercial computers too, you can put criminalizing data or files on anyone's computer and also frame them. So there's, the potential for all sorts of mischief, for lack of a better word, trying to avoid swearing perhaps, but terrible things that they're enabled to do by technology, and the overhead for them is very, very cheap relative to what it would have been to sort of get the person they want to influence in a compromising situation with someone like Epstein, right? So I think it's moving to technology, and I think Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were very aware of that, because starting in the late 1990s, really 99 or so, they started to court very heavily people who would become the dominant Silicon Valley oligarchs of today. So like Jeff Bezos had a very intimate relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. The Google co-founders, particularly Sergey Brin, very cozy with Epstein. Both Google co-founders were subpoenaed as part of that U.S. Virgin Islands Epstein JP Morgan trial. So was Elon Musk. Reid Hoffman, very well documented, very cozy relationship with Epstein that involved visits to the island and the townhouse and all of that. Of course, there's Bill Gates, whose ties to Epstein, despite mainstream media's claims, go back to the 1990s, not to 2011 as they claim. I would argue that's because they're trying to absolve Microsoft of any potential compromise factor as it relates to Epstein, because that was at a time when Gates had officially left his formal role at Microsoft. And there is a lot of weird stuff about Epstein and Microsoft in the 90s and into the 2000s. And given that Microsoft is essentially ubiquitous globally and is the operating system on every computer, the fact you would have someone like that involved with them is pretty significant in light of what I was just saying earlier about the potential for blackmail and technology today. And so, by having these sort of relationships with these top figures whose services and programs for essentially are running our lives today, that's something that I don't think has been properly explored. So even though that Epstein, there's the fact that Epstein does, as you pointed out, remain a cultural phenomena, I think a lot has been done to sort of maintain the spectrum of interest in Epstein's specifically on sex crimes and people who may be on the quote unquote client list and things like that. And really, if you look at Epstein, he was not mainly a sex blackmailer. He was mainly, for lack of a better word, a financial criminal that facilitated financial crimes of very, very wealthy people and also of intelligence services. And had, a pretty outsized role in the collapse of Bear Stearns, for example, which helped bring on the 2008 economic crash. And what does it mean to have someone tied to intelligence and engaged in all these other activities, instigating a major economic meltdown? And he was known to be a major currency speculator as well. Bill Clinton wanted to meet with him in 1995 to discuss currency stabilization after the Mexican peso was essentially shorted by people like George Soros and Joe Louis, and a lot of other weird things going on in the world of currency. And Epstein, and also had a role in some of these financial networks that were involved with the black budget stuff related to the Iran-Contra scandal, among, infinite other things. If you want more details on that, I'd refer you to my book. But it's just, one example that these are things that people don't want to really examine, business links, financial links, because ultimately Jeffrey Epstein is part of this blob, I'd call it, that's really a fusion of organized crime and our intelligence services, which is a union that really began in the World War II era. It was justified as being made, that alliance, out of wartime necessity, but obviously was very lucrative and continued after the war. And essentially the CIA, take over for the mob. And that's why the CIA sort of, the mob disappears, and the CIA.
And then that's what they help them flood our communities with dope. That's how you know the CIA and the mob was working together with that.
All right. Yep. You're right. So now you're seeing that, like she's saying, about it's more of a financial thing. It ain't really about no sex thing. Come on, man. Everybody has sex, man. Come on, people. It is what it is. Don't get mad. Women sex trafficking themselves in videos. Shit. It happens.
Damn. Yo, fact. 100% fact.
So I'm not.
100% fact on that.
I'm not. Sex trafficking is big business, but I'm not taking it lightly. But at the same time, you had to know this thing was more about some intelligence than just some sex, having sex with women at parties and shit. Now watch this, because she can go into this thing about them protecting minority communities. Should be coming in the next 2-3 minutes about New Orleans.
All right. Oh.
Starts running all of what had previously been mob rackets, like arms trafficking and drug trafficking, human trafficking, among other things, and that's why you have all these scandals.
That's the
CIA doing those.
That's the woman that Whitney Webb, the one I had got the article from last week to tell you about Palantir and the pre-health, and they're gonna be able to show you about your health data and tell you you can be sick before you even get sick.
So who is she though? What's she do?
And I asked the same thing.
I just said the same thing. She's a journalist out there, but she I think she went to Davis. I think she's in Chile now.
She
used to live in the U.S.
She in Chile. Oh, she used to live in the U.S.
And she went to Davidson. So Davidson is in North Carolina.
Jesuit.
Yep. Sure is.
You said Jesuit?
Yeah, it's Jesuit.
Better believe it. Better believe
it. Davidson is right. Yeah, my cousin went to Davidson too.
Yo, what's going on over here? Y'all figured y'all get the key. Yeah, y'all figuring it out, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, so what is she posting? Who is? I mean, was she just a journalist? Or she just exposing the information?
She just exposing the information. She was just saying that this thing with Epstein that people talk about was more like intelligence blackmail, right?
Okay.
But like financial currency and thing like that. But it's more like financial stuff instead of technology, right? So it won't just about no sex crime, a lot of financial stuff that was going on with JP Morgan and things like that. And that's why I was just telling him, like, when you saying about sex trafficking and stuff like that, it's got to be bigger than that, because I mean, let's be real, Shaq.
No, it ain't no bigger than that. That's what it is. It's always been about sex trafficking. It ain't never been bigger than that. That's what it is about.
No, I'm
getting
saying
away with sex trafficking.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying
Hollywood. We know Hollywood was a play to hide sex trafficking, gun running, drug running.
No,
literally. That's what we talking about the mob. That's what you said. The maid people.
Yeah.
They took over the Hollywood. They already had sharks in the Hollywood industry, but the mob got into Hollywood. They took over Hollywood.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that people we women and men technically today actually. You ain't got to have no what they call a sex trafficking ring to do that. People can sex traffic their own self on the internet. That's just
no. Come on, Bernard, stop. Can't nobody sex trafficking themselves, bro. Stop it.
No. I mean, it's far not like that. Their self, man. Like
they can't sex traffic themselves, man. Nah, people really getting sex trafficked out here, bro. And motherfuckers ain't finding these people just because they been getting snapped up.
Yeah, that way. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying people can influence people to basically sex traffic themselves. Not saying like, oh, they're doing it themselves. Of course, you got to have a partner or people to help you. But I'm saying,
well, no, I do agree with social media is, like you say, a platform for sex traffickers to, like you're right, to scope out. Yeah, and pretty much it's a playground for them to scope out and to spy on people. Really ain't spying on them because it's open platforms, right?
Yeah.
Get information intel, and set up these rings where people be at, young girls and shit be at.
And I'm saying, like,
for sure.
When we talking about women and men possibly now as well.
Men getting sex trafficked too, yeah. Men are definitely getting sex trafficked.
When I say that, I'm saying that you got people that literally out here that can use the internet services to
for sure
to do their own children and daughters that way. So you ain't really got to have
the advertiser, they advertise for the sex traffickers to
you
pick
don't
them
have
up.
to have like a big person to do this. And that's why when she was bringing up sex trafficking, gun running, and things like that, all that stuff come in together.
Yeah, because it's hard. It would be hard. It's hard to calculate all that because it's so entrenched, right?
Yeah.
You can't just say celebrity. You can't just say this. You can't just say politics. You can't just say, you know what I'm saying? You don't know who is part of a sex trafficking, like you just said.
Yeah.
It could be somebody's parent. It could be somebody's uncle, somebody's father, somebody's grandfather, somebody's grandmama. Bro, you can't rule out nobody not being a potential, whether they are a mule for it or they're what they call a spotter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. It's messed up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's right. That's as a matter of fact, it's a like I said, the government does it, but we're saying that with the stuff that they put out here, I'm talking about like the music and stuff like that, right? Basically, these rappers and singers basically could have your young daughter out there sex trafficking. You know, they gonna call it prostitution.
Well,
but they get put up in a sex trafficking ring.
Well, right, because guess what? It's just like that's why when R. Kelly said the Pied Piper, that was the perfect analogy. Because what? Shiny things, impressionable people, young people, whatever, girls, boys, whoever, they gravitate to shiny things that look good, right? The shiny, the jewelry, all the fancy name brand clothes and shit. You know what I'm saying? The high price alcohol and liquor shit, you know what I'm saying? And the videos and shit. And they want to come to these concerts. And just like going to a circus, boy, ain't no different going to a circus or fair. You know how many people come up missing going to these damn fairs and these damn circuses, bro? Same thing as going to these concerts. People come up missing. They go to these concerts, women, and never make it back home. You're right. That's why I say they advertise. They advertise when to come out and have fun, unsafe. You ain't you know what I'm saying? Secure your surroundings and shit. You drinking and stuff, or somebody might spike your drink. Date rape, put some date rape in. You know what I mean? Now they got the stuff where they got it on. They putting things on card. They've been doing it, but more and more people are talking about it where they putting some type of toxic chemical on a card or some shit, and people, you know what I'm saying, is touching the card and shit and getting, you know what I mean?
Right.
They still doing that, bro. But the mainstream media don't really bring it up and talk about how that's the main one reason how you can get somebody to trap somebody. You got to drug them, bro. Number one reason to get somebody to drug them. Come on, man.
Right.
Yeah,
also, I don't know if you was out or not. I played the video when what's the guy named IFK says he's for full vaccination of all of
them. All these niggas is old, man. These niggas is 70. These niggas old, bro.
I know.
Y'all need to get your old ass out the way, bro. Y'all niggas is old, bro. Y'all niggas old, man.
Yep.
I tell this nigga to their face, y'all niggas is old.
Yes,
bro. Nigga, we tired of these old motherfuckers trying to tell us what to do, man.
Okay.
Why they getting rich and shit and eating motherfucking goddamn these niggas eating goddamn Kobe steak and motherfucking Wagyu beef and shit, nigga. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. And then I read the thing. I read the thing to make it clear. HR 4676 is the law that about the child support. Yes. So on one hand, they tell you it's a tax thing, and they tell you that they're gonna take one from the custodial parent, but on the flip side, that the person who's in the rears, the threshold is $2,500. So it's kind of like another smoke and mirror thing. Oh yeah, we did this, but if you owe $2,500, you can't get no passport or whatever the case may be.
That's crazy, Paul.
So it's a big smoke and mirror thing. So people, if you don't go back and read over this stuff, you might miss what really happened. Actually, to tell you the truth, I ain't trying to be funny. There's a lot of people in arrears. This could be worse. I'm just trying to tell you, this might be worse. Because there's a lot of people that be in arrears behind this stuff. So, that's if you want to get a passport, things like that.
Hey, dude, man.
But yeah, I won't. But as soon as you get this thing about Minority Report, stop it, and because I want to go back to that movie.
I think she already passed talk about it, no? Or she already...
No, she was about to come up. But I want to go back and see if they got a trailer on that movie Minority Report. We might be able to pull a clip of that movie. Because I remember that movie Minority Report.
I remember too, that's Tom Cruise, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Well, I told you all you got to do is pull up. You're right. But all you got to do is pull up personal images because that's exactly what they're doing with the camera and shit. With this smart computer shit, they trying to surveillance and stuff. They can predict terrorists, before they, before it happened.
But see, that lets you know they're doing a lot of psyop shit too, because they can say that, oh, this happened and then the guys, oh, we predicted it before it happened. Nah, nigga, y'all set this shit up.
What else you
then why does it happen then?
What'd you say?
Then why does it happen? Unless they, like you said, they create the happening.
Right.
I don't know.
Hey yo.
They create the happening.
Go ahead.
Dirty, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, hit it, Frank. It can scare you at the same time. Like you can kill two birds with one stone, scare you and control the narrative.
But go ahead, hit it, Frank, because there's a part in there that's gonna come about New Orleans and LA, where you at. That's what I was getting to.
Took it over. And if you look at the history of, U.S. intelligence specifically, it's very intimately married to Wall Street and to private capital and corporations in the U.S. That's why a lot of the earliest leaders of our intelligence apparatus were Wall Street lawyers and bankers, and why many of the CIA's earliest coups were done on behalf of major corporations, like the overthrow of Arbenz in Guatemala being done on behalf of United Fruit, and the overthrow of Mossadegh in Iran to benefit the Anglo-American, oil corporation, essentially. So it's really always been kind of this public-private partnership, and I would argue that organized crime came to dominate a lot of the American corporate landscape, but it took several decades, but it absolutely did happen. And so I think a lot of these figures that really should be seen as mobsters have managed to rebrand themselves as philanthropists. I think that's definitely true of Jeffrey Epstein's main patron, as Leslie Wexner, who was identified as being very heavily linked to organized crime by the Columbus, Ohio Police Department. He's from Ohio. And it was, those documents were suppressed by the Columbus chief of police, but police in the area knew it at the time. And, there's been no interest in pursuing that. He's Ohio's richest man. Why would they? Right. But again, the focus has been kept very neatly on Epstein and very neatly about very specific aspects of that case, not on the broader picture and what it might mean if someone has a tie to Epstein. Having a tie to Epstein doesn't mean that person is a pedophile. It doesn't necessarily mean they were sexually blackmailed either. In a lot of cases, I think it has to do with business and financial links. But if Epstein is a financial criminal operating on behalf of this blob of organized crime and intelligence, that deserves scrutiny as well. And there hasn't really been any interest in pursuing those links really at all. And I think there should be.
Wow, that was brilliantly put. And there's so many things that I wanted to respond to, so many lights that went off in my mind. Your ability to recall facts is incredible. And
well, thank you.
Yeah, what you made me think about is Epstein was not the guy. He was just like a tool in this blob. And
middle management.
Okay, yeah, and now so now you're saying that so Epstein used to be the tool for sexual blackmail before, but now that new tool is technology. So are they able to like hack your webcam and get a video of you, and then they say, hey, look, we filmed you doing this thing, you're ours now? Is that how it works? Or
Well, all of that is possible. It is known that U.S. intelligence can access people's devices remotely. And as I mentioned earlier, you have not only Epstein having all of these ties to what are now our biggest, the people that run or created the biggest companies in big tech, but a lot of those big tech companies were created with the direct involvement of our intelligence service, right? So as an example, Oracle, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, created by Larry Ellison. And before he created Oracle, he was working on Project Oracle at the CIA and then turned it into a company that became a major contractor for the CIA and now contracts for tons of other stuff. But you could argue that Larry Ellison never really let go of those ties. And I think there's plenty of evidence for that.
You got ties
as
to
well. And that
TikTok.
doesn't mean everyone that works at Oracle is a spook, but I would argue that the tippy top of the leadership, as is
But
common
who
in a
got
lot of
ties to
big
TikTok?
tech companies,
Yeah, Larry
are
Ellison.
very willing collaborators, if not
Oh.
part of this aforementioned blob. In the case of Google, there's a very good article that's been around for a long time by the journalist Nafez Ahmed, who I believe used to write at The Guardian, called How the CIA Made Google. Definitely worth your time. I've written a lot about Palantir in particular, which is really the engine of the surveillance state profiling pre-crime system that I sort of mentioned earlier. They were funded first by its co-founder Peter Thiel, but also by the CIA's venture capital firm In-Q-Tel. The CIA was their only client for their first 3 to 4 years, maybe longer, I forget. As a company, their engineers went to Langley, Virginia CIA headquarters every 2 weeks, having the CIA tweak and give them guidance on the development of their product, according to current and then CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp. The intended clients of Palantir were always the CIA. It's really the closest thing you can really see as a CIA front company, essentially. And then, I mean, I feel like there's other examples as well. Facebook, as I've argued in my article, The Military Origins of Facebook, which came out in 2021, I believe, argues that Facebook was a repurposing of this DARPA program called LifeLog because of the people involved with it early on, how it essentially mirrors LifeLog exactly, and how the same people that put Facebook on the map, like Peter Thiel, had also repurposed other DARPA programs like Total Information Awareness as private companies, which in that case is the aforementioned company Palantir. It essentially explicitly a privatized version of this Total Information Awareness surveillance dragnet that was shut down by Congress. It was previously housed by the Pentagon's DARPA. It was shut down because of a huge outcry from the media and also from Congress and all sorts of advocacy groups, because they rightly pointed out it would eliminate the constitutional right to privacy for Americans. And Palantir has done that, but from the the cozy operating room of the private sector. People weren't outraged by a private sector company doing it, but they were when the government was doing it. But it's a government contractor, so the government is still doing it. They just sort of have this degree of separation now between them. So essentially, if you have someone like Epstein who's operating on behalf of intelligence services, and I would argue that Epstein, not unlike Robert Maxwell, had his hands in more than one intelligence agency pie. I don't think it's necessarily fair to pin him down with one. But if you have him serving those particular agencies and those agencies want the quote unquote intelligence and use that to blackmail someone, and you have all these tech companies and the person you want to blackmail uses Google, uses Oracle, uses Microsoft or whatever, it's not very hard to be able to access all of their information. And a lot of things about these backdoors have been pretty widely established, and it's been something that's been going on a massive scale since the 1980s, at least. Maybe earlier, but we can definitely pinpoint key examples of it happening in the 80s and afterward.
Yes, I've heard you mention Palantir quite a bit, and in preparation for this conversation, I tried to look at what they did, and it immediately reminded me of like Minority Report or some situation where people don't have free will, and you can determine what a criminal is going to do before they do it, and then you arrest them, and there's all sorts of ethical questions. Is that what Palantir is saying that they're doing?
They have been piloting that. They call it predictive policing. I think they first started admittedly piloting it in 2015 in New Orleans and later in Los Angeles. and they had to shut down those programs because there was a big outcry because they were testing it almost exclusively in minority dominant neighborhoods, and its algorithm was accused of being very racially biased, which is actually very common with things like facial recognition software and other software, surveillance software like
All
that.
right,
That
pause
people
it, pause it, pause.
law enforcement and crime investigations. There's plenty of examples of
Pause it,
And
man, pause
that's
it, pause
Palantir, right? That's Palantir. You talking about Palantir, right?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you, they were using that software there in New Orleans, then they moved to LA. They got it all over now. Facial recognition, license plate retrieval. Where we going with this now? Minority report, person interest, what, Shaq? What the fuck is going on? Predictive policing is what they call it. Predictive policing.
Right.
Okay. That means I can predict what you do before you might do it. If I want to.
Right.
That's how you know if they got predictive policing. How people still having all these school shootings. Huh?
Right.
You don't ever use the pre-crime then, do you? Huh? I thought y'all could stop the crime. It's because you don't want to do it. So they tell you they don't have the cameras or this guy got in this way. Man, you got more cameras than anybody, man. Stop lying, man. Stop lying. Now you out there in California. I mean, if you would have known this back then, they were using all this technology, you'd be mad. No, you wouldn't know it, Frank. You'd be mad, but guess what? The other people be like, oh, that ain't true. They won't doing that to me. What makes you think you so special?
Right.
They doing it to me. They doing it to you. They doing it to Shaq. Now, really, they kind of just told you Facebook was really set up as a military program, unfortunately. It is what it is. I mean, hey, what the fuck? I mean, gift and the curse, right? Hey, look. Your picture is taken so many times just walking out the door. That's right, Doc Boss. Your picture's taken as soon as you walk in the door. Look at me. I ain't trying to be funny. This is just me. If I was to send you my house or where I live, if that shit on Zillow or anywhere, anybody really can find you. Ain't nobody hidden for real. Let's be real. Unless you're off grid, technically. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that, it's like this. Yeah, you might need cameras, but it's the way you profiling people. And like she was just telling you that we use it in basically minority communities, and you was able to use what? This technology. But to me, that's a crime to use the technology that people don't know is being used on them. See where I'm coming from now?
You're not even announcing it right. You just, man, that's how I look at it.
So, like, when you tell me about all this stuff, you got to tell people, hey, look, or ask, hey, look, are you able to, is it okay if we use surveillance in the neighborhood? Now, I'm going to tell you something. The way people are so ditzy, people are going to agree with it. Yeah, I want my neighborhood to be safe, but at what cost, though? Right. See, when you get them to do it, right, then you face your... Matter of fact, your cell phone, right? Your iPhone, your iPhone people have. This is not an iPhone. This is an Android. But I'm saying your iPhone, right? Mm-hmm. Remember that thing they were saying? Hey, look, you don't have to, put in a passcode number. You can scan your eye or something like the retina. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's the same thing they're doing with this Palantir type stuff. Same thing. Your phone surveils you. Like the guy told you back in 2016, matter of fact, his name was Comey. He said, to be honest with you, we all under surveillance.
That's fucking true, man.
Yep. During the pandemic, was picked up by the Wi-Fi tower and they was installing cameras. Correct. Okay. As a matter of fact, Peter Thiel, who she mentioned, had the contract tracing program. That's the one that, you had your phone and it'll tell you, hey man, you're in a COVID hotspot, et cetera, et cetera. That's what that was about. Same thing. Hey Frank, can I say the magic words? Damn, they got us again, didn't they?
We got us again. I know. They got us again, man. They keep getting us, man.
Now pull up the movie or a trailer, maybe A Person of Interest. See if you can find it.
It's a movie, right?
Yeah, it's a movie, Person of Interest, or Minority Report, one or the other. They kind of the same. Right now, by us reporting this information, read the Person of Interest right now.
Yeah, Person of Interest was a TV show.
Oh,
it was a TV series, like a crime TV series on CBS.
Well, all right, so we're gonna do fair use on this one. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Yeah, you don't have to do fair use, but that shit might ain't work.
Oh no, maybe somebody else reacting to it. I know I could play somebody else reacting to it for sure.
Yeah, if you can find that, yeah.
Yeah, but Chak, like I was just like we going on that video and I was just letting people live. Like they were surveilling people back in 2015. They had to stop the program. But like she was just saying that by these guys being private interests, right? But they saying it's government, right? They got government contracts. So really the government is still doing the surveillance, but they're using it under the auspices of being private. So really to tell you the truth, they're getting the same agenda accomplished.
All right, I got a couple people that's reacting to it. Let me see the trailer. Of course, it's white. But all right, so our fair use 1976 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for me reporting this video for commentary and educational purposes only. All right.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your friendly neighborhood Michael Boost, joined today by Kristen Steffesopino.
Hello. What's up? It's been like in there just content.
If you've seen that.
Original running bond brick pattern.
Oh shit. My bad.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I show 8 Howard marks in the district, sorting by race and age.
By race and age.
What? I'm sensing some infidelity here.
Oh.
You know how blind I am without them.
Howard, don't cry. Aye.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Seems a little intense.
Yeah. This is why you should never cheat. You never know what will happen.
Right. God, keeping your eyes open in a shot like that is so hard. Difficult.
Ooh, I like that. Eyeballs? We're gonna make these into eyeballs, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe he kept the bodies and now he's doing stuff with them. No.
Victim. Department of Pre-Crime. Oh, are we thinking like thought crime now?
Whoa,
what we're going
really?
with? I guess we'll find out.
Morning, detectives. Case number 11008, pre-visualized by the precogs, recorded on hollow sphere by pre-crime's Q-stack.
Yeah, this is like
whoa
predicting crime.
So then they're gonna stop it beforehand.
You can like see the future?
You know how blind I am.
I love the like hand choreography.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I show 8 Howard marks in the district, sorting by race and age. Under license registration.
How can you eat and watch that?
Yeah, right?
I wouldn't be able to eat that. That would like make my stomach sick.
Can you grab that? It's unclear.
It's unclear.
I got 6 licenses. Where do you want them? Over here, please.
This is bizarre.
This is bizarre. There is theoretically a future this could happen.
How do you feel about that? I feel like it's an invasion of my personal space.
Damn, wait, hold up for a second.
My question becomes, are they trying to...
That's exactly what it is. It is invasion of your personal space. Privacy, everything. She's right. That's exactly what it is. But we all should feel like that, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? Because people are desensitized and people are distracted. Let's go.
Prevent the crime, or are they going to arrest him before he perpetrates it?
You know, I was thinking maybe I'd play hooky. Stay home today.
But in a larger...
We'd have lunch together.
Yeah, she looks so happy about
No wonder this makes him mad.
Yeah.
I have an open house at the wrestler place.
Ah, so you lied.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's why you look so nice.
We got a problem with our location.
What?
What's the problem?
It's no longer there.
Oh.
Hey, Chief. Investigator from the feds here.
Oh, they're trying to save him.
From the Fed poking around right now.
This would be so stressful.
Second neighbors and relations.
But John, just get him some coffee. Tell him some stories how I save your ass every day and you can't live without me.
Hey, so let me tell you something that completely changed how I care for my pet. I used to worry.
Really?
Danny Woodward.
I love this guy in the middle.
Oops.
They're all really great.
Sorry, Danny, I'm going to have to
I don't recognize the one at the end.
That's Colin Farrell.
He's amazing.
What's he been in?
Most recently, Banshees of Inisherin, but I don't know if you've seen that.
Original running about Rick Patterns.
It may take me a second. Maybe I know him, maybe I don't. As of right now, I don't know who that is.
The Gentleman. I'm trying to think of like other things he's been in lately. He's really great.
Cop on horseback.
Near the Capitol?
No maglev system.
Come on.
Georgetown.
The precogs can see a murder 4 days out. Why the late call?
And we call it a red ball. With crimes of passion, there's no premeditation, so they show up late. Most of our scrambles are flash events like this one.
Got it.
I don't like the way that guy chooses
I showed a match with Dwight Kingsley, 18th century
great, too.
architect. He did 24 houses in D.C.
I want to know if Tom like ad-libbed the hand motions or if they were meticulously choreographed. What are you looking at?
There you go, man. It's a park.
It's a park. I don't even know these characters, and I'm already stressing for you.
Yeah, right.
As if like I already know you. Claire.
Join the Helldivers. Sorry, that's what that gave me vibes of.
Oh no, he saw him walk in. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he did.
No wonder he went back. Okay, he's looking. Looking for his glasses.
Let's go to bed.
Let's do it in here.
The bed is soft.
I'm soft.
Oh no. Okay, so he's seen all. So it wasn't just him walking in with the glasses.
He heard it too.
Whoa.
Oh my god, he's been like in there just
The whole time,
contemplating. Whoa!
Oh my god, that's one way to enter a crime scene.
You don't know which one it is. Shit.
Yeah, which one is it? Which one is it? You gotta make a guess.
Did he close the front door?
What?
Did Marks close the front door?
No.
Negative. The front door is open.
Run!
I forgot my glasses.
Come on, hustle up.
You know how blind I am without them.
Nice. Oh my god.
Okay, that was unnecessary.
FBI, open up.
You guys, that was unnecessary.
That was excessive, y'all.
We did not.
Whoa.
Yo, he has every right to feel that way.
I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Oh, that's just stupid. Do you like that?
Give the man his hat.
Oh gosh. Don't put that halo on me.
What does that do?
I don't know.
Oh, that's BS, man. He was getting cheated on. I mean, yeah, what he was about to do was wrong, but he didn't do anything. You stopped it. Isn't that the point?
Oh God, Howard, no. Howard, don't cry. Howard, don't cry.
Whoa.
Well, that's just an echo. Precog deja vu, if you will. The really bad ones, the precog see them over and over again.
Oh.
Oh, that's horrible. God, imagine just being hooked up and just watching people's worst crimes and worst thoughts for your entire life. That's crazy.
I think there's more to that crime.
But no, I fully agree. Policing thought crime is a problem when you start arresting people for things they never did.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Can't sleep?
Oh.
Looks like the dog's speaking, but it's
the
not.
dog's talking.
Just need a little clarity. True that. You want the customary clarity or the new and improved kind of clarity?
Oh, we're buying drugs now.
What if he's going to get arrested next?
Sweet dreams, Chief.
How do you know who I am?
None your secret safe with me. Besides, I could use a little juice on my side.
What do you think you know, Micah?
It's like my daddy used to say.
Oh.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I was not ready to see full down that man's eye sockets.
No.
Jeez.
I didn't like that. What if you just had a bad thought and you didn't act on it, but you had a thought?
That is a big part of the moral argument against thought crime, because we all think things every day. Woof. You do not look like you've been having a good time, my guy. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, maybe he lost his kid.
Sure.
Hi, Daddy.
Aww.
All the kids at my class run faster than me.
Oh.
Oh, that's so cool.
He probably lost him.
I think so, yeah.
That's how he got into this.
Will I be as fast as you someday?
Aw.
I gotta go. Bye.
You gotta give me a kiss.
Not on the lips. Only Mommy kisses me on the lips.
Yeah, you save that for Mommy. That's adorable.
I love you, Daddy.
Aw, my heart.
Sweetie, why don't you put the camera down and come and watch the rain with me? No?
Yo.
This is so well shot.
Look, put the camera down or you're not getting anything tonight.
Yeah.
Hey,
So you see what's going on.
Man, that shit was crazy. That dude. Yeah, that's right. That movie, I've seen that movie. I haven't seen from front to end, but I've seen most of it. I remember that movie was good. Man. Yeah, how do you, and then you think about it, the whole thing is pre-crime, but how you going to actually, but the whole thing about arresting somebody when they do something like that is actually them actually committing it and doing it. When you do this pre-crime thing, whatever, the person hasn't actually carried out the act. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's dangerous.
Right.
But remember, in all actuality, we are criminals and enemies of the state. Now look, let me say this before I go, because I got to getting kind of sleepy. I was sleeping earlier, but what the hell?
What happened?
Nah.
I'm returning. Hold on. Oh shit, you good? Yo, well, with some technical difficulties, he'll be back on, but yeah. So this is basically the moral of this is this whole Minority Report movie is basically what you know what I'm saying, these people and the guys with Peter Thiel and people like that are trying to do with this pre-crime thing that they're pushing.
That was wild. That was kind of wild. That was kind of wild. I got kicked out for a second. Sorry. Yeah, that was wild. Okay. Oh man. Here we go. Here you go, Frank.
You know it.
Watch this. 2 cranes at Metro Richmond Zoo died due to bird flu.
Crane. We got
Since
the cranes.
January.
We got Ukraine. We got a couple different symbolism. You got Ukraine. You got the cranes from the The ports about to go back on strike, baby. You got a couple of different things with that, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm digging too hard into it. But you're right, BJ. All of a sudden, right? Crane's got it. But see, this is going to be perfect for the summertime. Perfect for that. But see, this is the thing, BJ. This is what I want to know. Look, is Trump going to be pushing these jabs, and is he going to be pushing these diseases like this? You see what I'm saying? Is this administration going to be pushing this? You see what I'm saying?
Maybe. Well, Gates is involved, but I mean, like I told you, he talking about HIV and polio, and Trump did say the polio thing was great. So that's it. I really think, but they might rebrand it. But then again, I think all of them are actually the same as far as problems, because they say they want to make them safer, but I say ain't none of them safe. So that's that.
Hell no, man.
Now, okay. Now listen to that. Trump signed executive order attempting to end birthright citizenship. Oh, damn, wait a minute. Okay. President Trump signs executive order attempting to earn birthright citizenship, other immigration actions.
Tonight, America's historic and peaceful.
Okay. Under the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, any person born within the territory of the U.S. is a citizen. So. Now, I'm going to say this about that. People need to read the word attempt, right? Because, as I told you, and you know it yourself, Trump had already told DACA he was going to let some of them get citizenship anyway.
Yeah.
Right? However, DACAs were illegal, but people who have birthright citizenship, you cannot have Congress to do that. So
you have to have Congress to do it, right? Not just you. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how it's a lot of misinformation. They from
I can't do that on your own.
They said misinformation, disinformation type stuff going on.
And that's why I said that's why you got to word the word attempting to try to do it. Attempting. Right. So that's why I said when people put these what they call it? These X account, these I guess you call them social media trolls or whatever they want to do, clickbait, whatever. They need to they know it, but they want to they're practicing the art of deception.
Or like a mug.
Because I looked there, I said, well, one thing about it, the first thing you have to say, let me go look at this. And then I say, it says attempting to end birthright citizenship.
See?
So, and when I saw that, I said, well, that means that you can't do it on your own.
Super deception, man.
Because it does say on there that the 14th Amendment says anybody born on U.S. soil is a U.S. citizen. Now, I think it's a thing to placate the base somewhat, too, as well. But I mean, me personally, I probably would, I would want that to happen, actually, but at the same time, as I told you, that you see, I already told you about the biometric entry system. So
yeah, see that, but if you think about it, how many movies has that been on? You seen that on what's that movie? Demolition Man. I really remember a scene on that one.
Yeah, you're right. And you're right about that. And what I was going to tell you about that is, see, when you get into the immigrant thing and they keep on hammering down, you got to sit there and say, what are they really planning, right? Because biometric ID, you think it's just, if they say it's just for them, do you really believe it'd be just for them? You don't think they might be doing that to you?
Man, of course they're going to be doing it for your butt, too.
Because, like I said, cameras pick up everything. Screening picks up everything. Right. Now you can say you free to go or whatever. But at the same time, you got to know that. So people just need to be aware and know what the hell is up. Stop being falling rubber. Now we're about to get into a lot of psyops now, right? Over the next time. So, as a matter of fact,
I can see it.
I'm gonna do another show probably tomorrow or one day this week. And what we're gonna talk about is how do you create a psyop?
Okay.
I want to read some more on it, and then I get to it. How to create psyops and things like that. As a matter of fact, as a prelude, before I depart, let's just see, can we do it? Oh, I put the wrong thing. You ready for this, Frank?
Oh. You got something? Yeah,
I got something, man. How to create a psyop.
Oh, yeah.
To create a psyop, you need to thoroughly analyze your target audience, clearly define your desired outcome, develop persuasive messages tailored to their vulnerabilities, choose appropriate dissemination channels, and carefully monitor the impact of your campaign while adapting as needed. This process, now that adapting is needed mean they can change it if they want to now. In the middle of it now, if it don't work, we can avoid missing and change it now. Okay, boy, gotta read that now.
Wow.
This process typically involves steps like identifying key influencers, your social media ones, yes, them, leveraging existing narrative and utilizing propaganda techniques to subtly influence the target audience perception and behavior. And then you state what you want the audience to think, feel, or do as a result of the PSYOP campaign. Conduct in-depth research to understand demographics, beliefs, values. Develop key messages, craft persuasive messages that resonate with the target audience, belief, and anxieties. Often utilizing emotional fears, leveraging existing narrative. So on the Democrats, it might be DEI. On the Republicans, it might be immigration or what have you. Right? You see that? Then you select dissemination channels, choose the most effective method to deliver your messages, including traditional media, social media, community leaders, or even word of mouth. Okay, so they all involved in psyop. Then you do your pre-test messages. Then you implement the campaign, right? Then you monitor and adapt, gather feedback. Then you got, but the concerns are ethical concerns. Psyops can be ethnic conflicts. So carefully consider what we doing to avoid manipulation or misinformation. Legal implications. Conducting psyop may have legal restrictions and cultural sensitivity. So that's how you create a psyop. And if you go to the right here, Frank, I'm going to show you another one. You might want to go pull this up and read it for yourself. November 2025, the Psychological Operation Leaders Planning Guide.
Wait, what happened? Damn. Wait, what's that, yo? What's that, bro?
Hey, man.
Oh, hell no, man.
U.S. Army Training Support Centers, Headquarters, Department of the Army. The proponent of the GTA is the United States Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. There's a lot of stuff in this psyop thing.
Oh, damn, that shit crazy, BJ, man.
So when you say, Frank, the military, you can't run aside with the military, you are at.
What the heck happened, bro?
My bad. I said when you say you can't run aside without the military, you are absolutely correct. You can run aside without the military. You're right.
You know it.
And just to help you out, with a psyop. Here we go.
You gonna break it down? Be gonna break it down?
Watch this. Well, here go one person right here. Tulsi Gabbard, Army Reserve. That's what she is right there. You see her?
Tulsi Gabbard.
She came out of Fort Bragg now. Fort Bragg.
Where
that shooter come out of? Fort Bragg.
Oh, okay. I see what you're going with that. I see where you're going with that.
And her job in the Army Reserve was Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command. So she is actually a psyop in itself.
Damn. That's a good one, man.
Got you again.
Pretty good.
And look, I think they got her trying to be Director of National Intelligence.
Wow.
So
fake your intelligence, psyop on your intelligence.
But yeah, man. Anyway, like I said, it kind of leaves me. But yeah, just what's your shout out information, man?
Man, salute. All right, man. Got some good information, good show, man. Y'all can follow me on my channel. You know what I'm saying? XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube. Also, Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram, and also XX Frank Nitty XX on Instagram too. Like, salute, man.
But look,
Mm-hmm.
remember, when you break down these psyops, remember, the military is always involved.
Facts. So that when the military is involved, guess what? The government's involved, baby. Bam.
Yeah, but
That
I'm
means the president.
gonna see because we gotta read. We gotta do it. We gotta do a show. We gotta read that thing on that side, man. That's funny as hell, ain't it, man? They actually got a whole fucking planning guide, huh? But
Whoa.
hey, man,
I tell you, man.
What you don't know. They say what you don't know can't hurt you, but what you don't know can actually be detrimental.
Yeah, because like the people are kind of moving like undercover cops in a way. These people that are knowing that it's a psyop and they're participating in it, they're kind of moving like undercover police. So you have to be briefed, you have to be trained, all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But hey, man,
Right.
when you're putting up the pyramid signs and things like that, I already know you probably side anyway. But anyway, it's all good, man. Take your time, man.
All right, salute, World War I.
Yes, sir.